up? What are you doing again? This is the one and only Hacker Girl 89, and yes, my hair is blowing because I have a fan blowing on me because it's freaking hot. And today's book nerd again discussion is not going to be part of the Angel Readathon because it is Disruption by Jessica Shirvington. I said it in my Empower Book Nerd Again discussion video. Of course, being a book nerd again, I was refreshing myself on Jessica Shirvington's writing to really read Disruption and Corruption, which is an amazing duology. And if you have not read Disruption, Why the Kami and Arceus Are You Here? This is the first book of the Disruption duology. Hence the name Disruption. So, this is the cover of the book. I don't know if you can see it very well. If there's a glare, I'm sorry. It is a badass looking cover. Well, it's not as badass as the Embrace covers. I have to say the Embrace covers were a lot more badass. This is a little bit more simpler because it's just our main character, Maggie, which is very similar to how Jessica Shirvington does her cover. Well, it's similar because with Violet, but I mean, I like that we have the barcodes and shit because it's kind of that's basically what's going on in here. So this book, I have to say right now, before I go into it, this series and this duology is what Divergent, Divergent by Veronica Roth, the Match series trilogy by Ali Condi, and the Delirium series by Lauren Oliver. That's what those series should have been. That's what Disruption is. Disruption is so amazing. This duology is fantastic, and wait till we get to Corruption, because Corruption, how it sums it all up is beautiful, and the ending is so amazing. I love this duology, and I love Jessica Shirvington's writing. Seriously, you guys, you need to read this duology. It's so good. So basically, the prologue for this one is a little bit different than the Jessica Shirvington, the Embrace ones that Jessica Shirvington did for that series. So she had like a two-part prelogue. Like the first one was about how the main character Maggie saw a neg jump in front of a train and kill himself, which was really disturbing. And then the second part of the prelogue is about the law. So basically, 9 years ago, the United States of America, the USA passed the United States of America Individual Identification Act law, which was passed. So basically what it is in the interest of the public and individual safety, the government of the United States has approved the compulsory use of microchips for GPS identification and potential medicinal purposes. As of October 1st, all residents and permanent or temporary visitors of the United States of America are required to be fitted with microchips. Failure to do so is viewed as a criminal offense and punishable by law. And they even have a website listed, and I'm curious if it works. And something I just realized, and I really want to ask Jessica this. So, Jess, if you are watching this, I want to know, so are illegal aliens not included in the microchip thing? Because if they aren't, that's bullshit. I'm sorry, that's complete shenanigans. It's complete shenanigans. But I think the permanent or temporary visitors, I wonder if that covers the illegal aliens or if those are just for visas. I want to know if you guys think that. What you guys think? If the permanent or temporary visitors are visas, or just covering visas, or does it also cover illegal aliens? I'm just curious. So anyway, now we get to Maggie, and we see an ad that rehabilitation leads to integration. And the thing is that is so scary when you see that. When I read that ad, and Maggie knows it's bullshit. I know it's bullshit because you see that this is happening right now, and that's what really scares. Like, scares me. Seriously. Like, if just look at this. I'm gonna do on one of the other channels that I run for Tommy Sotomayor. Soto Politics as usual. I'm gonna be talking about the gay marriage Supreme Court case on Supreme Court case discussions. Seriously, it's called Obergefell and versus Hodges. I know I butchered the first part of it, but seriously, just look at what's happening because of that. So look at the consequences of that. I'm just giving, that's just an example. And I'm telling you, this is the political correctness pandas gone freaking crazy. Yes, political correctness pandas. I said it. So the M-band that you get determines who you love, which is via pheromones, which is crazy. Like, why would you want a band to determine who you love? I know there are people worship technology. I mean, yeah, I don't know what I would do without my laptop or my cell phone. I know that, but anyway. There's a poverty tax, too, that you have to pay, a poverty tax that the government passed as well. Seriously, I could see that happening, especially with this election, people. I don't mean to be a political nerd again here, but call me an artist, people. This is why you read laws. So the M-chip led to the popularity of the M-band, which became popularity by law. Then there was Fairtech, which defined even relationships by definitive statistics. And, you can only have one M-band at a time. And it makes you wonder because look at how, if this could happen, because look at how Google and Apple are really close with the White House. Just think about it. Especially with Google, who doesn't pay their taxes. Yeah, just think about that. And I love it. So, I love it because this is what happens, is that when this shit kind of happens, you're going to create a black market. And I love that even tech can't stop a cheating bastard from being a cheating bastard. I love it. And I love the relationship with Maggie and Gus. So Gus hates her, but she owns him because of the blackmailing thing. So within parking garages all the way from Washington and D.C. to Fairfax and beyond are doorways to underground transit systems. And the system connected thousands of small hubs, each of which can hold up to 1,000 people. And it was originally built for FEMA as part of their emergency strategy in the case of Armageddon or nuclear warfare. The design revolved around a complex layout of self-contained hubs, which were rumored to link a core hub built beneath Mount Weather in Bluemont, Virginia. If you believe the whispers, the core can house up to 20,000 people. And the hubs were where M Corp locked up all the negs. And if you think about it, it kind of makes you think of the concentration camps during World War II. And I'm wondering if that's where Jess got her inspiration from. And I would love to ask her that question. Seriously, Jess, I'd love to ask you that in an interview. It'd be awesome. So the transit pods that she travels by, which are pretty awesome, are bubble-shaped vehicles that were made of bulletproof glass, wicked fast and near impossible to catch a ride on, and getting off is unquestionably easier. It just hurts like hell. So next have what scientists called, this is like a minority report kind of thing. So next have what scientists called a pivotal flaw, basically a chemical imbalance that left them unable to rate positively for others. While it was uncommon for people's Fairtech to show occasional negative ratings with other individuals, negs only ever rated that way. When the flaw was first discovered, scientists found that concentration of negs were already in prisons across the country, often for violent crimes. And during the period of their research, many who hadn't at first appeared dangerous showed a developing tendency towards wrongdoing. It wasn't long before the scientific community branded negs a pollution to society. And when they proved that a neg's continued interaction with non-negs would ultimately result in volatile and often aggressive outcomes, people agreed that they were the worst of mankind. The government had turned a blind eye to what they couldn't fix, handing over power to the ever-increasing powerful firm that invented, hold on a second, where is it? Invented the M chips and M bands. And seriously, it sounds like Apple. I swear, just hinting something here. And now beneath the ground, too many lives were at the hands of M Corps, and Maggie's father is one of them. And Maggie says to the neg, Maggie had a hunch that, or not a hunch, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Shit. Maggie had found from a source that that her father might have been in this one hub, and she found this guy named Ben, who was an egg, and I thought this was so funny. And Maggie says to the next ship from Chicago, the Yankees are asking how the Chicago White Sox won last week, and I was just like, wow. I thought if you would have put the Cubs, I would have been totally like, okay. And she gave Ned the neg named Ben the Ziploc market, but no sign of her dad, who was taken 2 years ago. And sadly, she couldn't take him with her, so Maggie knocked him out and left him there. And that kind of reminded me of how Evelyn knocked out James. That was so fucking an embrace. That was hilarious. That's the only thing you could do. Where is it? So this world is dictated by pheromone ratings, and the magical powers of tits and ass had slid down the scale. This, my friends, especially for you dehydrated folks, dehydrated nerdigans, this is a very, very sad thing. Well, I mean, I have no ass, but I have tits. I mean, this is sad. For the ugly nerdigans, that's fine. So now we have Quentin Mercer, who is on my list for on the top 10 list of Nerdigan boyfriends. I booked Nerdigan boyfriends. I swear to Communausius he is. So he's the heir to M Corps, and boy, is he a snobby genius, and I love how Maggie pissed him off in the hallway. That was so awesome. And Maggie is also good at blackmailing teachers to get test answers. Like, damn. And apparently in Ms. Cooper's case, gambling M chips have become an addiction. And like Gus, Maggie owns hers, and Ms. Cooper hates Maggie. Yeah, that's just a theme in this duology. Is a lot of people hate Maggie to a point. So pheromones didn't begin registering in the human body until after puberty. And when scientists first discovered how to access and decipher pheromone data, it was quickly decided that children would be given access to Veritech technology until they turned 18. This would allow children to complete puberty before relying on the technology to make positive and negative matches. Once you turn 18, you were fitted with a new M band containing a Veritech zip. In activation mode, the new M band would take pheromone readings off people within a 2-meter radius, rating them according to their chemical signature. Ratings were given as percentages and included everything from friendship to lust potentials and long-term relationships, as well as 100% true match. It remained a person's right to choose whether or not to leave the Veritech on. Some turned it off after they found their long-term match, or in the golden cases, their true match. But it was compulsory for every adult to be fitted with a Veritech zip and to register a minimum of 4 ratings per month. This is so that negs could be detected. Maggie and 4 other students, this was amazing. So Mags and 4 other students are going to get their M bands upgraded since they turned 18 by a technician who was Gus. I love Gus. Gus is awesome. So in this world, underage sex is scarce and no one did drugs or alcohol. Well, they did lust enhancers instead. So gambling was a big trend, and predicting the other people's ratings at Kingley was big business. And the big bet is Quentin and Ivy, basically the it couple. And preference evolution supporters were the highly judged minority. And they were still fighting the M-chipping and pheromone technology. And they were the only ones left who stood by the idea of a God particle, claiming that every person should have the chance to bend against science and and explored love for themselves. And over 70% match equals happily ever after. And if you register 3 negative ratings in any 1 month period, you will be liable for further inquiry. You gotta love, I gotta say this, you gotta love that love has become a bureaucratic phenomenon. It's just horrible. And so Gus is the youngest tech at M Corp fitting their M bands, and ouch, like Ivy just got shut down by Gus, and like by Gus's description, he actually sounds kind of hot. And seriously, why is a guy named Gus hot? So, for those who don't know, pheromones are released through our glands and we register them via a receptor located between our nose and mouth. If there is a blockage to a receptor, the pheromone reading could theoretically be faulty. The inhalers taken through the nose were intended to cleanse and ensure there was no interference. So Mags poured a vial of something her dad made in a Quentin's inhaler, which is known as disruption. I see what you did there, Jess. I totally did. After pouring the original contents out, of course. And for Privacy Act stipulations, once the bands were inactive, they all had to submit a fingerprint to verify they were inactive. And yeah, Gus is there to sell the bands on the black market, and because he had no choice. And I see what you did, Jess. It was never about changing Quentin's pheromone signature. Changing his signature would achieve nothing. What really made the difference was changing the way he received incoming signatures. It was called disruption. And thanks to that chemical cocktail, Quentin just read all 3 of their chemical signatures as negative. And because readings are mutual and a negative reading overrides any other, all their readings had reacted the same way towards him. And the Privacy Act prevented ratings from being recorded on any government mainframe, except in the case that your Fairtex registered 4 or more negative readings in a month. If that happened, a flag activated and privacy was non-existent. If an investigation proved that the person was a neg, removal was imminent. So girls tended to rate quite low with one another unless they were gay. So yes, you can be gay in this world. Averaging between 25 to 50%. And boys had higher averages ranging between 40 to 60%. So, makes you wonder if there are more gays than lesbians in this world. So 45% put Ivy and Maggie in the friendship category, which is strange, but, you know, it's crazy how they're really accurate. I swear to Connie, they are. You'll see in corruption. And Ivy and Quentin were negative, and Quentin and Maggie rated 82%, and wow, even when disrupted, and oh, I see, Maggie and Gus bet against Ivy and Quentin, and they made a killing, just like they destroyed a relationship. Hey, don't hate the game! So they work at the M Corp accessory store, and it definitely pays off, especially when you can blackmail Gus by catching him doing his illegal M-band trade. I swear to God, it is. And I don't know if it's just me, if anyone else has read the Delirium series, but Quentin really reminds me of Julian from Delirium, but more badass. Quentin is a more badass Julian. So, I'm curious. And I love that Maggie bribed her way into everything, even in a Muay Thai training with Master Rua, and now she fights in the underworld circuit. And she defeated her. I love it. She just walks in, kicks her opponent's ass, gets money, and walks out of there under 10 minutes. I love it. That's just badass. And you have to wonder why the leader of the pre-evolution movement, Alex, wants to talk with her. It's crazy. So the remaining family of the Negs have to pay their outstanding taxes and debts. It was a great way to ensure families would resent their Neg relations rather than fight for their freedom. And Maggie's mom believed that her dad did something so unbelievable that his rating went from a 72% to a neg, and that it had literally changed his chemical makeup. Well, when we get to corruption, you will understand why. The moment Maggie's brother Sam turned 21, he started working for a club that was well known for its black... I'm sorry, I gotta fix this. Black market trade lust enhancers. He avoids anything family related when he can, and Sam uses them for himself too, of course. And working like an word aphrodisiac, they zeroed in on lust matches and improved them for short bursts. I don't know if it's just me, but it sounds like ecstasy. I really want to ask Jessica if the lust enhancers are really ecstasy. They also sent out a signal over a wider radius covering ground in a nightclub atmosphere. It gave people an edge and seemed to contain some chemical that heightens sexual needs. Yeah, this is ecstasy, people. This is Nerdigans. This has got to be ecstasy. Maggie will help. I love what Maggie's doing. She's like, Maggie will help Quentin test normal if he helps her access the M labs where the control data is kept, so she can find her father and formulate disruption for Quentin's pheromone readings. And Maggie, you have hit the eyes and troll god status here. It's what it call me. Hashtag all according to plan. So Maggie's dad had been a pesticide engineer, and he developed and produced and tailored pesticides and plague remedies for crop farmers. So there's only 2 drinks served at Burn: spirits and water. Water because it's the law. Seriously. Serving was straightforward. The waitresses came around with shots. You paid the set price and you could start a tab. An unspoken rule at Burn: everybody drank, and most indulged in lust enhancers. And no such thing as cash anymore. Every individual was simply uploaded to a bank zip. It's already begun, people, with Apple Bank! And with Google Bank, and Google Wallet, excuse me, Apple Wallet and Google Wallet. It's already happened, people. And yeah, tequila messes me up too, Maggie. I've been there. And seriously, Sam is an asshole. I'm gonna just say, Sam is an asshole in this book. Sam is cooler in corruption. And seriously, why the commie was Quentin there? Because they were at Burn because Gus was meeting up with a what's the word I'm looking for? Shit. Oh, with a source. So, I love it. Go back to your own table, Quentin. I'm sure you're a good. Sure, if you're a good boy, you'll get your own Barbie for Christmas. And then I was so surprised about Quentin. When he says, like, I don't want a Barbie, and it's a good thing, too, since it seems the only thing I've got lately is you. I was like, wow, that was such a bird! And damn it, Quentin, you screwed shit up. Fuck. No, we're not going to meet the family. And now it's got time to cause trouble and beat the shit out of this contact to get the zip drive from this fucker Travis and get the hell out of there. Seriously. Call me an artist. Quentin heard quite a bit of scuffle going on. Ooh, Maggie, you said he was gorgeous. And can't stop smiling. Oh my god, that was so funny. That was funny when Maggie kicked Travis in the nuts. That was great. Yeah, Travis gets kicked in the nuts by Maggie a lot. So back at the school anyway. Celery and zinc are forms of androsterone, making them natural aid to perceived attraction. Result: guys pop zinc supplements like Tic Tacs, and girls drink celery juice like water. I love it with Quentin. He's taking his claim on his woman. Sorry, Ryan. No coffee tray for you. Even though Maggie was going to tell you to shove it. And I was like, it was so sweet that he's waiting by Maggie's locker. And it's like, Maggie's like fucking shocked. And it's like, dude, don't be shocked. You did this on purpose. And wow, way to throw Ivy under the bus, Quentin. Be uber-jelling that Maggie is getting asked out and flirted with. It's crazy. And the look on Gus's face is priceless when Maggie brought Quentin into his office. And I love what Maggie said. Gus should have been an actor and underwear designer. He covered his ass like he covered his ass like no one. I love it. I fucking love it. So they go into the underground lab, and Quentin has a haze. And what hazes are, they were expensive and required a rigorous amount of paperwork and government clearance. Yeah, there's a lot of bureaucratic bullshit. what else is new in America? What else is new in the world? There's lots of bureaucratic bullshit. This is what you get when you vote for liberals. Sorry, I had to put it out there. Where is it? Oh, here it is. They sent out a frequency range to stop your range to stop your GPS from giving a frequency range of a pinpoint location. If the police had a serious emergency, they could override it, but even then it would take time. It was reserved for the seriously rich and famous. And Quentin, welcome to the world of secrets and first off the underground transit, and thank Commie for Gus. I swear to Arceus, he's the Wade of this duology, but, you know, Wade from Kim Possible. But not as isolated and more vulgar. He totally is. So we're going to Junction 18, where Gus finds out on the drive from Junction 17, it's cleaning day. So basically, cleaning day is when they gas all the negs and kill them. Yeah. So time for Quentin to see how M-Corp plays God, and they basically are killing the negs when the cell population was becoming too full. And the most rehabilitation a neg could get is to become a soldier for hire. For the soldiers, the final motivation was all they needed. They killed in a blink and followed orders without question, without fail. And Maggie is she's trying to resist the sexiness while cleaning Quentin's back wounds on her bed. And Quentin wants Maggie to take him to see another rehab camp. Seriously, don't lie, Mags. Quentin knows you want to make a difference. And yeah, Quentin probably has been traumatized enough after watching a guard kill the neg. And then there's the rumors of the core, which is the horrific and invasive experiments that were performed on the negs, the brainwashing, the torture, the execution chambers. I'm telling you, it sounds like Nazi Germany, and it sounds like the rehab camps in the Darkest Mind series by Alexandra Bracken. So to get into the core, Gus says that Quentin needs to get the passcodes and fresh DNA, and DNA is the only way to access the labs. And so Quentin is badass because he knows Quentin knows karate. So in the parking garage, there's a sparring. They spar. Max and Quentin spar. So it's Muay Thai versus karate in the parking garage. And wow, even car keys are a thing of the past. Everything is on this on the TheraBand. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, this is kind of like the just watch. I could see the Apple Watch or the maybe I don't know if the Microsoft Watch would do that, but I could see the Apple Watch doing this. So they're going to the family party. So they're going to a family party with Quentin. And I love what Quentin says. He says, "Do me a favor, never ever change your wardrobe." So the party was at Morris Delaware's place. Morris is awesome. He's the son of a popular senator and rated impressively a few times since he's got his fair tech. Synthetic hormones will last for a couple of hours for Quentin, and the parents are becoming suspicious because he hasn't really, used it. And seriously, Quentin, even Morris says you should have brought the bike. Maggie looks hot. Well, she looks like a biker chick. And where are we? Oh, and once people were fitted with the fair tech, the pants didn't stay on very long. Consensual random hookups equals lust matches. Yeah, so it's kind of like, there's no underage sex. And then when they turn 18, yeah, then it's just random hookups everywhere. So Quentin was right. All the guys are staring at Maggie, and of course he's staring daggers at them in return. It's like you could see Lincoln doing the same thing. Lincoln did it with Jace, if you guys remember, in Endless he did it. And I think he did it in Blaze too. But yeah, I know he did it in Endless. I love that Maggie shut down Ryan. What she said. Oh, she said, because there's no way in hell I would ever be here with you in the first place. And Quentin was pissed off at Ryan, too. It was great. So Quentin is taking Maggie to the Mercer Ball at his place and buying her a dress and shoes. And yes, he's giving her access to the main computer. I was like, thank you. I was like, okay, Quentin, I would love to go to the ball, and yeah, you can buy me a dress too. And I thought it was sweet that Quentin abandoned his friends for Mags, even when she said she didn't keep her tech on because she wanted to make her own decisions. And Travis refuses to deal unless Mags is there with Gus. Yeah. So Mags goes back down through the tunnel, and she is going to help a neg named Sarah escape Junction 47 in exchange for info about Maggie's dad. And shit, the guard shot and killed Sarah because she didn't fucking dodge. Seriously, where's Piccolo when you need him? The mysterious man pulled Maggie up with a blanket after she got shot. And Gus called Quentin after he cleaned and took Maggie home and put her in bed, and now he's running away. The fucking coward. And for the first time in 2 years, Maggie cried on Quentin's chest, and this is in the middle of changing her clothes. And Quentin, and he's like, I thought this was so sweet. He's like, I don't want to be anywhere else. For the first time in my life, I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I was like, oh, Quentin, he's so sweet. And holy commie Narcissus. So Gus just used a staple gun to staple Maggie's wound. I swear to commie Narcissus. And go Quentin for holding her hand. And Gus used his own money to buy black market, I'm probably going to butcher the chemical name. It's called gluatraldehyde. Yeah, gluatraldehyde, which is what they use to patch up soldiers. Top of the line and expensive. And I thought it was sweet. Quentin bought her a hot dog and stole his first bite of a hot dog ever and enjoyed it. And Maggie's like, get your own, damn it. So, they don't... Wait, what? So with the Negs, what they do is they strip them of everything. Family, friends, independence, a future, then they train them. Some of them they are used for factory work. Some of them are... Some of the skilled are relocated to research facilities, and most of the physically abled are assigned to the military. The recruit of Army personnel is no longer necessary, and we have more armed forces than ever. Not just government forces, also privately funded armies, too, for the soldiers that served or be killed. So, basically, it's basically like Nazi Germany, but different. It's like an extreme Nazi Germany. Think about it. And Maggie, hearts aren't overrated. Shut up. And I love what Quentin says here. He says, well, in the spirit of your sentiment, while you do look stunning in a way that will probably burn in my memory forever, I much prefer you in jeans and a dash of blood. Just seems more you. Seriously, Maggie, just take the compliment. And oh shit, the store person, Mia, put Maggie in a Vera Wang wedding dress. But seriously, it's black. What? I don't understand why Vera Wang would make a black wedding dress. Oh my god. Like, and Maggie's eating her chalky, like, straight out of the fountain with a spoon. I would do that. Who else would eat the chalky out of the fountain with a spoon? And, like, Eliza, Quinn's mom, was, like, being such a bitch about it. I'm like, dude, let her eat her chalky, shit. And the computer hack was successful, but the blood is seeping through the dress. And Quinn said he didn't love Ivy. I was like, yay! And, I love what Quinn said. I love this part right here. When Maggie says, haven't you worked it out, Quinn? I don't have any friends. I don't have anyone. And Quinn says, and then Quinn said, you have me. And then it goes on to say, he kissed me with the knowledge that would suggest our lips were not meeting for the first time, or at least were meant for one another. And uh-oh, they were busted by Quinn's dad in the office making out, and Maggie just fucked up. She forgot to move the mouse. She forgot to move the mouse. And holy shit, Maggie just witnessed a murder. The Preggers woman's true match shot her hubby, and Garrett, Quinn's dad, knows who did it and is in denial because I guess true matches can get away with anything. And ouch, Maggie, you make me sick. That's what she thinks, anyway. And Quinn still took care of Maggie, even though she was a bitch to him. Oh, well, that's what Maggie said to Quinn. Seriously. 2 weeks later, Quinn is avoiding Maggie like the plague wiped out of her life. And Gus found out that her dad is in a research facility, and that there was a chance that he had been tortured and changed. They found a document called Population Control, which was a way to control breeding in undesirable zones. Yeah, that might be the ghetto. Or the hood. Seriously, Jessica, I want to ask you if that's the ghetto or the hood, God damn it. This is the last job with Gus meeting with Travis at Roosevelt's Island. Seriously, suck it up, Gus. We got the data, so the data with less enhancement deliveries, international arrivals and departures, access codes in exchange for a finder's fee, access codes, and a clear line to the core. And Travis, you idiot, how do you not know where the mines are? Because they're being attacked, and Travis activates the mines that he has on Roosevelt's Island, and he doesn't know where the fuck they are. It's like, dude, what the hell? And staying calm, Gus is only unconscious and not dead, and runs away from the raid. And Travis just puts put holes a few holes away, less than 2 miles away from the White House. Yeah. Travis, how the commie did you manage to piss off the FBI, and how are they less of a problem than M-Corp? Seriously. So Travis helped Maggie and Gus because she never left a man on the field mentally. Never know when it might, and you never know when it might be him in that position. That's why. And while Maggie just made an ally in the strangest way. And I love it. The first thing that Gus says when he wakes up, he says, "I hate you with the death, breath, and heat of hell's most torturous pit." And Travis just deal with the dysfunction. So Maggie met with Sam and gave him 3 silver money zips, which symbolizes 5 figures. Blackmailing the bastard in the beginning of the book totally paid off because, yeah, that's how she got the money. And Maggie tells Sam to give them to Mom if she doesn't come back in a few days. And, Quinn is already in her room when Maggie got home with an unopened bottle of booze. And I love what Quinn says. He's like, "Gus told me the other day that if he needed to get in the main quadrants down there, the only hope was my DNA." And I love what Maggie says. She's like, "I made a mental note to hit Gus in the face. When you wipe this shit-eating grin off your face, you're not coming with me." Yay, Quinn is coming. And it was like, it was so sweet. I was like, oh. And she's like, "I'm going to be seriously pissed if you get caught or hurt down there." And Quinn's like, we'll go together and we'll leave together. And Maggie's like, and after that, Quinn says, "Together, Mags, together, Mags, full stop." And Maggie's like, "Just make sure you study the maps properly." And Quinn's like, "Love you too, babe." And I was like, oh, Quinn, it's totally Lincoln. You gotta admit, you can totally see Lincoln in Quinn. I love it. But Quinn is more, I will say this, Quinn has got to be more loyal than Lincoln. But, what was it? No, I'll explain it in a different video, because I'm going to have a top 10 book boyfriend video, and I'll explain it then. But anyway, so they go see Gus, and like Gus is trying to fuck his girlfriend Kelsey, and it's like, dude, leave Gus alone. And Gus shot Max with a trank gun, and Gus says, "Go away," and Max is like, "You bastard." And so she ends up waking up in Sebastian's bed, who's her brother, or not her brother, who's Quinn's brother, after dreaming of her dad turning Beth fully negative, and who's the waitress Beth fully negative. Okay, now I'm crying happy tears at this point. I love this writing. when I think this is when Quinn says this. Yeah. He says, I love you, madly crazy beyond compare. I feel like I can't breathe without you, never want to lose you, would run with you, kill for you, die for you, love you. The best things never are healthy. The best things always hover right on the edge of life and death. You just don't get it. I didn't give you those words. You ripped them from my heart and soul, and now they're yours forever. I was like, this is tears of joy. Like, Quinn is totally better than Julian, but I don't think he's better than Lincoln, but damn it, I love it. And Maggie just kissed it again. I love it. And I love it. Maggie can ride Quinn's bike, plus the advantages of Quinn's arms around her are a plus. And what Maggie says here, so satellites move over this area a lot. We didn't have time to dodge everything. And then Quinn says, well, for future reference, it's good to prioritize giant trees. Because they almost hit a tree. That was hilarious. Poor Quinn. So they stuck in the Dulles International Airport, one of the most patrolled airports in the world since Air Force One lands there often. So she bribes the airport security using spilled coffee and money's it. And it was smart thinking, and apparently this happens often, and it's a nice way to get the camera shut off and get through the conveyor belt. And seriously, quit being in denial, Quinn. M-Corp controls the black market economy. Like, this is insane, and I see this happening with our government, too, if you think about it, or with just governments in general. So M-Corp controls the black market economy of synthetic drugs and lust enhancers by producing them and making them illegal, expensive, and desirable. You gotta love capitalism, right? Yeah. So, Quinn just pulled a Julian here. If you guys haven't read the Delirium series, go read the Delirium series by Lauren Oliver, and you'll know what I'm talking about. Specifically, Pandemonium. He's going to spend his life fighting against his family. He's never going back, Mags. And I understand the security guards having mortality alarms when you die, but why is it popular with everyone else? Seriously, why would you have why is a mortality zip popular? Why would you want to have an alarm go off when you die? Like, well, I understand maybe old people having it, but it's narcissism, people. Narcissism. Oh, I thought this was so sweet. So Quinn didn't come with Maggie for the disruption. He actually came to help her, and he doesn't want it because of her. And Mag said she loved him. Oh, I was so happy when she said it. And she also said, since the moment I first turned on my Fairtech, I was sure I would never hear those words from another person. And then it was the kiss. Oh, my God, the kiss. And, Mag is going to tell Quinn tomorrow and get the disruptions, and because she believes they will be a true match, and because somehow we were the perfect yin. I love this writing. Because somehow we were the perfect yin and yang, his light to my dark, his truth to my lies, his sacrifices to my selfishness. He loves her too. I've already told you those words belong to you. I put them out there so that I could be sure. So no matter what I know that you know. Period. He kissed me again, and despite all my defenses, he broke through. And the last piece of my heart I was desperately to hold on to. Tears prickled as I wondered what would be left of us in the end, and inevitably had its way with me. And breaking into the Mercer's most secure lab with Travis's codes, Gus's tech, and Quinn's DNA. And Gus was giving Mag the pep talk when and then went back to ass mode. I thought that was funny. And the community of Negs, like, it was holy communarchies, man. The community of Negs under the lab is the size of a small city of at least 100,000 people. So the government introduced the poverty tax so they can introduce population control to third world countries. Disruption. Basically, it'll make a country stop breeding. And the disruption is different. This disruption is different. The people will truly be Negs. M-Corp isn't disrupting the signal. They're changing people's pheromones so that they're sending out clear offensive signals. Their records show it has a 99% success rate, and yes, they are treating people like a virus and insect. It's not just population control. M-Corp has contracts with defense departments around the world and even large corporations, stripping people to nothing so all they do is work. And holy commie anarchists, Maggie's dad is pointing a gun, has cold eyes, and is calling himself Mr. Mitchell. And Quinn met him in New York. So basically, Maggie's dad, this is fucking fuck shit. And you need to read the Bleach manga to understand. So basically, her dad disrupted himself, and dad is as evil, I swear. And he watched the whole time, and Garrett knows she hacked the computer too because of the mouse. And motherfucker Travis and Norton, he was behind it all. Yes, this is Bach troll shit. Hashtag all according to plan. And dad exposed Mags and told Quinn he wasn't a neg, and Mags was trying to save his ass by saying he was her prisoner, but they were taken in opposite directions, and dad said he cared more about power than family, and no way in hell she would see Quinn again. And holy shit, when they turn on their N-bands prior to being taken away, they were a true match, motherfuckers. Yes, they were a true match. And in the cell, Mags realized Gus was her best friend. Yay, Gus was her best friend. And Gus hacked the system to send a message from Quinn. I know that you know. And it ends with Mags not giving up hope in prison. So this book is so good. I love Disruption. I'm telling you, I want to know what you guys think about it. I love the concept because I can see this happening here. And if you guys remember in Divergent, Divergent kind of had that similar concept with the perfect genes, what was it? The perfect genes versus the non-perfect genes, and that's what being Divergent was. I'm sorry I spoiled Divergent for you people. That's what this book is, kind of, but it took it to a whole new level and made it so much better. And I can't wait. I'm going to do Corruption next, and you guys, Corruption is so good. I'm telling you, Corruption did what the Divergent series, what the Delirium series, and what the Match series should have done. They didn't do it correct. Well, the ending of the Match trilogy wasn't that bad. I will say that. The ending of the Match trilogy wasn't that bad. It's more what the Divergent trilogy and what the Delirium trilogy should have done, because they did not do a good ending. I'm sorry, they did not. But anyway, I want to know what you guys think of Disruption. I love this book, and I loved how the only thing I'm curious is, and I want to know what you guys think, is what do you guys think about the political aspect of this? Because I want to know, where is the Congress on this? Where is the Senate? Because if you think about it, where are they? Where's the Congress and Senate on this? Where's the President? Well, we'll see the President in the next book. But I want to know what you guys think. So please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And also remember to follow me on Twitter and to please donate to my Patreon. I have benefits on there on my Patreon as well, for people that donate to my Patreon. So until next time, Nerdigans, I will be seeing you later.